Alright, so moving on to part 2 of my music collection, my CD collection. I don't have any vinyls or cassettes or anything like that, but we've got Accuser with the Forlorn Divide. This is actually some pretty decent thrash metal. If Jack Grimson, if you're watching this might be up your alley. Pretty decent thrash metal. It's not like mind-blowing or anything like that. Especially I'm really picky with thrash metal. I'm not as picky with like death metal and black metal and grindcore and like that. With thrash metal, I'm a little bit more picky. I can't stand thrash metal that has like type of vocals. Oh, I hate that. But yeah, this is more, I don't want to say death thrash. I wish these people would stop texting me. I'm not in charge. That's got nothing to do with me. Anyway, it's not like death metal influence. It's thrash metal. It's just, I could get on board with the vocal style. I can't get into a lot of those, high-pitched vocal thrash. I can't stand that shit. But this is actually a pretty decent little thrash band here, Accuser. Alright, we got Alice in Chains, Facelift, great album. It's a grunge album. I like Alice in Chains. They're more in the heavier side of grunge and all that, and I can really appreciate that. I mean, you got We Die Young, which is my favorite song on here, Man in the Box, there's just a lot of good songs on this one, but this one's even better, Dirt. You got Them Bones, you got my personal favorite Alice in Chains song, Angry Chair, you've got Rooster, you've got Wood, you got lots of great songs on this one. But yeah, this is their best release in my opinion. Alright, we got their EP, Jars of Flies. Pretty good stuff. The song Nutshell is a classic. I think it's an EP. I think it's an EP. Yeah, I'm pretty certain that's an EP. Or is it a full length? I don't remember. Alright, we got Self-Titled. Not their strongest album, in my opinion. I had to change it out of the green case because I don't know why it was ever in a green case, but it broke. I dropped it and it broke. So, yeah, but that's a good one. Black Gives Way to Blue. This is, I think, their best album in the post-Lane Staley era of Alice in Chains. Just such a great album. I love Black Gives Way to Blue, especially the song, what is it? A Looking in View, because I fucking had NHL 2K11 on the Wii when I was growing up, and I used to play the shit out of that, and that song was on the soundtrack. It had a bunch of other, well, no, they didn't have that many good songs. That was the only good song it had, and it was heavy, and I liked it, so I also had to replace this case because it was a red case, and I dropped it and broke it, so I only had a clear one. But Alice in Chains with The Devil Put Dinosaurs here. This is actually a really killer album, too. I mean, the song Stone has a really cool, heavy riff. The Devil Put Dinosaurs here, the self-titled track, is, or the title track, not the self-titled track. It's probably my favorite song on the album. Voices is a good one. I really like the song Scalpel, and what else do I like? Phantom Limb. Really good songs on this. Alright, moving on from the Alice in Chains stuff. Back into like metal, we've got All Hell with the Red Sect, and to be truthful, I have not had a chance to listen to this yet. I've been curious about it since I got it in that grab bag. I got my stereo up and all that working, so I might have to check this out now. But yeah, I've been curious about that one. All right, so we got some metalcore, I guess you could call it, even though this specific album I think dabs more into melodic death metal, but that's going to be All That Remains, Behind Silence and Solitude, excuse me. This is their only good release to me personally. I don't like anything else that's after this album, but this is their debut, and I know they had a couple EPs as well. But yeah, like I said, I like this one because it leans more into melodic death metal than it does metalcore, and I mean, I've not really listened to any of their new stuff that they put out, and I probably never will because I've heard it's awful. But I don't really like metalcore as it is anyway. But yeah, this one's it's an okay album. It leans more into melodic death metal, which I can appreciate that. Alright, got some hard rock here, just some straight up hard rock. Alter Bridge, One Day Remains. I don't really listen to this that much. I mean, it's pretty good. I mean, they're a good hard rock band, don't get me wrong. I used to listen to them a lot before I got into heavier, like, extreme stuff. But, I mean, the song that I still like on this album is actually, Down to My Last. Excuse me. That's actually a good song on here. And, I mean, Metalingus, because, I mean, if you watched wrestling growing up, you'd know who Edge was, and Edge was one of my favorite wrestlers. That was his theme song, so that was always cool that he came out to that song. Alright, back into the extreme metal stuff. We got Amon Amarth, Yams Viking. A lot of people don't like this release. I actually think this is probably one of my favorite releases from Amon Amarth. I gotta get more of their stuff. I only have 2 of their albums. I gotta get some more of their stuff, but I actually quite like this release. Though people deem this as one of their weaker releases, I don't necessarily agree. We got an album I think it's even better than Yams Viking is Berserker. This is the only other Amon Amarth album I own, and I wish I had more of their releases. But, yeah, this one's actually really good. And I actually really enjoyed the new album, The Great Heathen Army. Thought it was pretty good. Alright, I know it's blasphemy to not have the Essentials by this band, and this is the only album I have by this band, and admittedly, I gotta seek out their more essential albums, but this is Amorphous with Tuonela, I believe that's how you say it. This isn't really like the sound that Amorphous is known for, but I actually kind of dig this release. I think it's actually alright. It's not like my favorite by them or anything like that, and I admittedly got to pick up more of their stuff. But this is actually an okay album. I actually enjoy this one quite a bit. I just wish I had more from them. Here's a band I really like that I only have 1 album by that I need to definitely get more by. But, Anelna Thrak with Eschaton. Man, this is some of the craziest shit I've ever heard. I mean, it's like it's a mix between black metal, death metal, grindcore, and hardcore. And they pull it off really well. My favorite song on here is the second song, Between Shit and Piss, We Are Born. That is one of my favorite songs off, probably my favorite song by Anelna Thrak. Definitely a great fucking album, Eschaton, Anelna Thrak. Here's a split that's actually still in the seal. I've not had a chance to check this out. I've checked out quite a bit of the stuff I got in that grab bag the other week. This is just not one of the ones I've got around to checking out yet. I've just been tired and not had time to check out new stuff. But this is a split between Anatomia and Absender. And I have heard of the band Absender. I've not heard any of their stuff. Anatomia I've never heard of. But as you can see, it's still in the seal. I've still got to check this one out. I've not had enough time really to check out music that I wanted to check out. But yeah, that'll conclude part 2 of the CD collection, and I guess I'll see you guys in part 3.